There was, after a few minutes, there was just a few of us standing right there, not believing in what we're seeing and where we're at.
Pisanie straciłaś.
Going from the funeral home to the cemetery, we had another escort. All the streets were closed. There was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cars. When we went to the cemetery, it was like 75 degrees outside. Once the guys from the cemetery lowered the coffin into the hall, it started raining and snowing, and the wind picked up, and the temperature dropped from like 75 degrees to like 30 degrees. I got no clue what happened there, but there was something there that everyone started going back to their cars, and we just went one by one with the shovel and the dirt. There was, after a few minutes, there was just a few of us standing right there, not believing in what we're seeing and where we're at. Um, 3 days later, they have opened up my house. The tape was off. I went to the police department asking them questions. What happened? And I'm like, can you tell me what happened? Police officer has told me, I'll be right back for you. He has came back and he has given me a letter. Robert has written me a letter. The police officer gave me a copy of the letter. When I opened the letter, he wrote it in Polish, and he basically told me, I am leaving you as I got you with your kids. I am gonna take a life of mine, Zuzanka, and my father, and you're gonna have to pay for this, and I'm gonna come constantly and hunt you, and you're gonna have to live with the blame of me taking everything from you that you got. When I was not willing to go and see my house and my bedroom, when I read the letter, I asked my friends from Phoenix if we can go into my house. We walked into my house and my bedroom, and I got there, and there was everything there. The bed was filled with blood. Her stroller was filled with blood. There was blood all over the bedroom. The door was knocked out and everything. I got to see the crime scene without the people. It was one of the worst feelings that I could ever go through. I was so furious and so mad and so sad. I can't explain it to you. I have never moved back into my house after this. I had my parents and my brothers and my sisters clean out the room. I had given all the furniture and all the stuff that I owned to a charity. Just kept a few things of my daughter. I kept nothing of him. I couldn't touch the dishes. I couldn't touch anything that he's touched. I gave everything away. I lived with my parents for a few months. In the long run, I sold my house. I have moved on. I have been going to a cemetery on and off constantly. I have been counseling for quite a while. All I got left is my 2 kids. They have never left me. Some people left me and walked away because I didn't grieve the proper Polish way of putting black clothes on and doing nothing and grieving and crying. Of course I was, but I was doing it my own way. My domestic violence and abuse escalated to the point that I lost my daughter. I either haven't seen or haven't noticed the signs, or wasn't educated enough to notice and maybe change something. I have blamed myself for not saving my daughter's life. I have walked away from God and religion because I asked God where He was when the devil was standing right there, letting him kill my daughter. It's been all this happened 6 years ago. I have been all over the map. I have lost friends. I have gained friends. I have gone through the worst. There's nothing worse that can happen to anybody. 3 years after this, I realized I was in a domestic violence relationship. I have trained myself through classes for domestic violence. I have opened a charity in memory of my daughter. I have been trying to raise awareness for domestic violence and abuse so no more lives are taken like this. Not necessarily it's gonna happen, but it's a possible way that something might happen. I have picked myself up from all the way on the bottom, and I am higher and higher and higher every day. I am up there, even though I'm crying now. I want to show people that domestic violence and abuse is a real thing, and it happens behind closed doors. When you have someone who's telling you that something is going on or someone is being abused, don't take it for granted. Send them to some people that work with it, or talk to him, care for them, give him a hug. Whatever you can do to let them feel better. Don't ever tell or ask the victim, why didn't you leave? Because once you're in a domestic violence, once you're in that circle, that you feel like a hamster, that you're going back and forth in circle and circle. You don't have the guts, you don't have the strength. All you got is fear. Fear is what drives the victims, and control is what drives the abusers. I am here, and I am a perfect example that you can be all the way on the bottom. You can be and start from 0, and you can go up to 10 or 15 or 20, and you can change the path of abuse or something just by being there for someone. Stop.